To share something that, I'm a big believer in personal development. I believe that our business, our industry, is a course in personal development, cleverly disguised as a business. As you grow, your business grows. And you're the happiest in life when you're growing. I truly believe the law of the universe, all things either grow or they die. You're either climbing or you're sliding. And to come to something like this, that you immerse yourself in a learning environment with a peer group and have a chance to grow and to become more. And I shared last night, I said, take notes, not as if you're taking notes for yourself, take notes as if you're going to teach it to someone else. The fastest path to mastery is not only the application and the integration into your life, but to pay it forward and to teach someone else. I'm a big believer that today you're the student, tomorrow you're the teacher. So it's one thing to get the notes, it's another thing to metabolize it, get some growth from it, application, integration, and then to teach it and to pay it forward. So anytime you can come to an event like this and have a chance to grow and to become more, and then to contribute, growth and contribution. Matter of fact, I leave here today and I'm getting ready to go spend 6 days with Tony Robbins at Date with Destiny, 6-day course. And, I've been in the industry almost 30 years now and made my fortune, and here I am still a student. Like I said last night, when you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you rot. And sometimes the biggest challenge, I'd say to some of the leaders out there in the industry, is, when I was that broke waiter climbing the mountain from the valley, there was a lot of growth. When you have success, some people stay at the table of success too long. They tend to party, they tend to celebrate, and they stop growing. And, Tony talks about CANI, constant and never-ending improvement in all areas of your life. Your spiritual mastery, your emotional mastery, physical mastery, relationship mastery. So yes, I'm a big advocate of coming to this or whatever type of program you can go to for personal development, to continue to grow as a person. So for me, it was an honor, it was a pleasure to be invited here. I'm at a stage of my career now that, in the beginning it was out of desperation. Today it's out of inspiration. I tell people you're either enlightened or frightened or a little bit both when you come into this. And now to have a chance to pay it forward, to never forget where you came from. I remember when I filled out my application and what it meant to me, and driving home from that first event, that first conference, and crying those tears of joy and thanking God for answering my prayers. That here was an average person with an above average desire, a chance to get involved in a business and to not only do well for myself, but to focus on helping other people. I shared last night, the 3 things I focus on is putting other people's needs ahead of your own. Gary, who just spoke here, talked about give, give, give. And that's how the business works. It's, like Zig said, if you help enough other people get what they want out of life, you'll have everything you want out of life. And so I've always focused on caring more about my customers and the results they get, more so than the money I'm getting. I've always cared more about my distributors, my new recruits, and helping them get off to a fast start, more so than what I'm earning. I'm putting the focus on them. So you go into a relationship not to get, you go into a relationship to give. What you get lasts a while, what you give lasts a lifetime. So putting other people's needs ahead of your own, adding value to their lives, and then creating raving fan relationships. Long-term relationships equal long-term success. And, it's a simple business, not an easy business. It does require some hard work and some discipline and, a work ethic and consistency of attitude. And, you've got to grow, grow me, serve you, as you grow, your business grows. And so to come back to what you asked me on the question with this, that's why I'm here. I'm here today to pay it forward. I'm here today out of inspiration. I'm here today to say, you know what, Jeff? Never forget where you came from. There's, it's with this freedom that this industry has provided for me and my family and so many of the people that I've shared this with, comes also a responsibility. I feel that, don't let your comfort get in the way of your calling. Never forget where you came from. And there's just so much emotional and spiritual revenue when you build these relationships, when you believe in people sometimes even more than they believe in themselves. And to have somebody come across the stage at one of your conferences a year, 2, 3 years, 5 years later, whatever it is, saying thank you for believing in me. That's priceless. You can't put a price tag on that. So the relationships, the love and connection, the growth, the contribution, to contribute, to be involved in something that's bigger than yourself, part of a movement, something that's mission-driven, cause-oriented, making an impact, making a difference. I talked about last night, as your income starts to grow, as your check starts to grow, it is a measuring stick on how many lives you've touched. Not only with your product or your service, but with the opportunity. I'm just as passionate about the opportunity as I am the product or service. You think about it, we might market this product or service, but what we really market is hope. A chance to say, hey, sign up here, sign here, win here. I believe in you. Not you go do it, let's do it together. And locking your arms around someone, shining that beacon of light, and saying, you know what? I believe in you. Let's do this together. And working with that person and helping them realize their dreams. Our company's mission statement is to build a stable and lasting company that can help as many people as possible realize their dreams. To inspire healthy living around the world. These are things that move me. My why is evolved as a leader. Sometimes people, they get stuck with their original why and they find themselves not in the game anymore. Instead of retiring from your business, how about retiring into your business? How about saying, you know what, I got something here that I've evolved my why from what it was originally. And, there's two parts to the business. There's the science of achievement, where you achieve and you build and you create. But there's the second part of the business. It's called the art of fulfillment. And the art of fulfillment is where you've got something that's rich in meaning and purpose. Something so much bigger than, life's not about me, life's about we. Where you've got something here that you say, wow, there's emotional, there's spiritual revenue in this. There's something bigger than yourself. So, I'm a big believer when you love what you do, truly love what you do, and you can add value to people's lives. It's not work. You love it. You love it. You get to success without fulfillment is failure. I know people make a lot of money, but they're not fulfilled. They got the money, but there's no emotional juice there. So it's like some of the leaders in our industry or even in my own company that are not in the game, they're missing out on that. The relationships, the love, the growth, the contribution, all these spiritual needs. So to come here and to be able to share with people where there's no, it's just an unconditional gift. There's no hook. There's no measuring what I get in return, just sharing it, paying it forward, and seeing these people come up to me and saying, thank you, Jeff, for sharing that message. It really touched my heart. Some of the things that you shared, whether it was the story about your mother or your father or what you went through last year, it really moved me. I'm a big believer that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And to create an experience, whether it's with your product or your opportunity, people, they'll forget what you said, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. And that was my goal last night, is to get people to feel, to create an experience. And that was through stories, examples that they could relate to say, you know what, he's just like me. He gets up in the morning and brushes his teeth and, and puts on his shoes and goes to work just like me. And developing the skills. Jim Rohn says you can have more if you become more.